as an alumnus of KUGS, we're going to be having the whole alumni reunion as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, KUGS is something that's had a really deep impact on a lot of people's lives. It was just a pretty awesome experience.
And we're here with Alex of Cumulus, along with another bandmate. William, that's right. I almost forgot the name. And this is going to be a little intimate kind of setup, but they'll be playing full band tonight, I believe, Wild Buffalo at 8 p.m. So why don't you go ahead and kick it off with a song?
Yeah, this song's called Sing to Me. And we actually made the music video for it here in Bellingham.
Awesome.
The smoke here has been lingering since 2002. You're sitting here across from me, and all I want is you to tell you how I really feel. We don't have to break this to know it's real. We don't have to break this again. Will you talk to me? Will you talk to me? Ooh. Will you talk to me? Will you talk to me? Ooh. You say you met somebody else, but you won't give a name. I should've known better than to bet the odds that we could be the same. And where do you find the words that you really wanna say? And how do you find a receiver when the noise gets in the way? Will you sing to me? Will you sing to me? Ooh. Will you sing to me? Will you sing to me? Ooh. Will you sing to me? Will you sing to me? Ooh. Will you sing to me? Will you sing to me? Ooh. I know it's just a code we used to get along. We used to have such better ways. We didn't need words at all. My legs don't know when to march on and when to take a pause. Breathe in deep and count to 10 and mourn the things we've lost. Will you walk away, away from me? Ooh. 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 Will you walk away, away from me?
That was fantastic. That one was Sing to Me. And I believe you just put out a recent newer single as well, right?
Yes. I think that it was, I think Sing to Me was actually our most recent single. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, but, and then also recently you just got back from South by Southwest playing that. How was that experience?
It was really fun. It was really amazing to just be surrounded by other people that make music, like, for days. So, I mean, me and William and all my bandmates, we were there for probably a week in Austin at the festival, and we went to a lot of different panels and conference parts of it and went to see lots of bands, and it was just a pretty awesome experience to be everywhere you went, there was music. And then we also played the Tree Fort Festival after South by, and that was actually my favorite. Tree Fort is an amazing little independent festival in Boise, Idaho. It's been going on for a couple years, and it's growing and growing, and I think this year they had over 400 bands playing. And the whole entire downtown of Boise is totally transformed into a music city. And really they have a really cool community radio station down there as well. And the people who put it on are doing it for all the right reasons.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Yeah. Any really particular experiences that stood out to you from either of those festivals? Sounds like Tree Fort was really cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, like we had some crazy stories that kind of made it memorable. Like our van broke down on our way to Tree Fort from Austin. So we had to get towed like 200 miles into Boise. But one of the things that always sticks out when you're on tour is human kindness. So we had a lot of people helping us out, helping us get rides, helping us find a place to stay, helping us find the best auto shop, the auto shop being really nice to us and helping us get to our hotel, friends helping us get a hotel. Like, when you're on tour and things start going wrong, you really start to feel the human generosity that is all around us. And then even when things are going well, I think that that's probably my favorite thing about tour is going to cities that you've never been and experiencing human kindness. So, yeah.
That's great to hear. Awesome. Yeah, and it seems like after quite a bit of touring and festivals and all that, from what it seems like the rest of the shows you got going on are more around the Pacific Northwest, kind of taking it easy and all that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as a alumnus of KUGS, not only as a DJ but as promotions coordinator or director, I believe. We're going to be having the whole alumni reunion as well. So any plans for that? Just making sure to come up and all that.
Yeah, well, I'm moving to Bellingham next month, and I'm moving here a couple days before the big KUGS reunion. So I'm going to go to the KUGS reunion, and then I'm going to drive to Seattle to play Numos that night. So it'll be a quick, but it'll be really fun. I'm really excited to see a lot of old friends that used to work here. I know people are like flying out to come and hang out. I mean, KUGS is something that's had a really deep impact on a lot of people's lives. So I'm really excited to get together with other people throughout the history of this radio station.
Absolutely. And speaking of, I believe you just did a show recently at Coindexter's for the fundraiser for the
Oh, I didn't do a show. I just went.
That's right.
It was
My bad.
My friend Casey Nolan put on a little benefit there because I hope all you listeners know that there's a scholarship fundraiser going on right now for KUGS. I think they've already raised over $10,000, but basically, go and Google that scholarship KUGS. It's happening, raising money for other radio-loving kids to come to college and get help financially and then pursue their interest in community radio.
Absolutely, and thank you so much thank everybody for supporting that, really. And then, of course, closely associated with Chris Walla being on his record label, and I believe if I remember correctly, he helped you out on the newest album quite a bit. Excited for the Death Cab show that's going on and all that.
Yeah, well, it's that night, and I'm playing in Seattle, so I'm totally bummed I'm missing it, but if I wasn't playing in Seattle, I would be here.
Absolutely. Well, awesome. It's great to hear. Any big plans coming up outside of just playing new shows and all that, or?
Right now, we're just working on demos for the next album, and I'm playing a solo show next Friday, at the Doe Bay Resort on Orcas Island, and that'll be really fun. And then we're actually going to play the Doe Bay Festival later on in the summer, and so like Tune Yards is playing, and what is it, Tree People? Is that? Yeah, Doug Marsh's first band, Pre-Built to Spill, Tree People are playing. Wow. It's going to be a really fun festival. I think the tickets are on sale now, and it's like a 3-day, on an island in the Northwest kind of camping festival, and the people who put it on are doing it from the heart, and it's a really, really fun time, so we're excited to be a part of that.
That's awesome to hear, for sure. And then as far as tonight goes, what makes you excited about playing tonight at the Wild Buff?
Well, I love the Wild Buffalo. I love Bellingham. I love the band we're playing with, Cuenca. It's been really fun. We've played Portland with them. We've played Mount Vernon, and I think we're going to be playing Idaho and Seattle with them as well. I know we are, not think. It's happening. But yeah, they've been bringing us on board for a lot of their shows, and I just really love that band. I love their passion. I love the people who love their music. So it's cool because we're getting introduced to people who haven't really heard of us before. And yeah, it's just a really fun time. I think it's just going to be a fun night of dancing. And my dad is here in the studio. My dad will be at the show. I always love it when I get to have like family and friends in the audience. Yeah.
Always helps, emotional support. Of
course.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you want to go ahead and kick off another couple songs?
Yeah.
Awesome.
This song is called Retreat, and it's a single we put out digitally but never got onto an album. So that's probably why it's not here in this library, but I will play it. It's a song that I wrote about consent, and I do like to talk about it because I think it's a really important thing to talk about in general. And so basically I wrote this song when I was working at a restaurant, at a bar, and somebody just kind of grabbed me in a really inappropriate way, like decided to give me a shoulder massage, and I was just like, I don't know you. It was just like, and those kinds of things happen frequently when you're working in the service industry and all around, like everywhere. That happens at a show, it happens when you're working at a bar, it happens when you're walking down the street. You know, people just don't respect each other's space. And so I just kind of decided to write this song as a way, jokingly, like an educational manual for approaching people. Would be, you know, if you're interested in getting to know somebody, or you're interested in even something as simple as a hug, you know, ask somebody if they are okay with hugs. You know, so the chorus of this song is, if I don't say yes, I'm asking you to leave. And when I say no, you better retreat. Because, you know, basically I was kind of imagining those scenarios where you're on the bus and you're like listening to music, and there's that person who's like, what are you reading? And then you don't really want to respond, so you just keep on reading your book. And then they don't really understand that by you not responding, it probably means that you don't want to continue the conversation. So they keep on trying to interject themselves into your space. So I just kind of figured there's those moments where it's not just verbal communication, it's nonverbal communication too. Like, let's all listen to each other and pay attention to, you know, not just what we want, but what the other person wants in these scenarios. So that's where this song came from.
Love it. I absolutely love it.
All right. I forgot the first words. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? I just had to wait because I was talking about the topic for so long.
No worries.
Does anybody know off the top of their head? I need to. I know. I was just practicing it before we went on air.
Really? It's Friday.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know it now.
Awesome.
I know it. Okay.
Sweet.
I don't always know what I want. I don't always know what I need. But I know that I don't like the way you're looking at me. If I don't say yes, I'm asking you to leave. And when I say no, you better retreat. Oh, when you talk over me every second that you can, don't you know you're showing me what you think it takes to be a man? And I'm sick of it. Oh, I'm goddamn sick of it. If I don't say yes, I'm asking you to leave. And when I say no, you better
That was awesome. It's important that people talk about these things in songs, and I think it was Eric in the audio program that was showing us some older Bellingham bands and talking about this band making a song about consent when he was I think he was talking about he saw them in high school or something. It's like blew his mind because nobody else was talking about that. And now it's really awesome because people need to talk about that. It needs to be said.
Yeah. And I've had people come up to me after shows that are like, I didn't know I could talk about that with people. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so important to talk about with people. Let me give you, like, not that you need permission, but hey, permission granted. Like, let's all talk about it. Let's all talk about it.
Absolutely. It's important that we do. All right. Want to close it out with one more?
Yeah. This one is like more of a sad breakup-y song, but it's one of my favorites. Also, just putting it out there that if you ever thought you couldn't write a song because you only know 3 chords, that's most of my songs.
Great to hear.
Because this song is the same chords as Retreat.
Oh.
But it sounds way different on the record. Like, acoustic with just me, you really start to notice the similarities. But I just thought that was so crazy. I didn't even realize it until the record was done and we did Retreat. And I was like, oh, that's like the same chords. But this song on the record has like pedal steel and it's kind of country and just sounds totally different. So, yeah. Anyway, don't let that hold you back, future songwriters. Yeah. I'm giving up on you. It turns out that's exactly what you wanted me to do. I'm giving up on you. I'm throwing in the fight. I've gotta keep my strength to hold myself upright. I'm throwing in the fight. Ooh, you got me dancing on the ceiling. Ooh, and now I'm crying on the floor. Ooh, I thought that this was living. Ooh, my love's a war. I guess I could be happy since you finally let me go. I don't feel quite so elated, but my body seems to know. Oh, I'm
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here, of
Yeah,
course,
thank you,
as
Tristan.
always. And once again, Cumulus is going to be playing at the Wild Buffalo tonight at 8 p.m.
Yeah.